Hello and welcome to Yeti Live. The films included in this episode were all recorded during my March 2010 gig at the Poetry Cafe. I won't stop to talk because there's quite a lot to show you. First poem I'm going to read is called Hopeless Romantic. I'm a hopeless romantic, say of me what you will. I get myself all loved up, then moved in for the kill. But then I trip on the step or maybe fall on my face. Makes me late for my date and they're gone without trace. I'm a hopeless romantic. See, my motives are sound, but my best good intentions are then dashed to the ground. Should I set out to wow? Should I plot an affair? My failed plans were all met by a very hard stare. I'm a hopeless romantic. No, I can't get it right. If I try to seduce, I always choose the wrong night. When you're watching TV, you're baking a cake, I'm always primed up for love, then your head starts to ache. I'm a hopeless romantic. It's hard to ignore. But I try really hard, I don't find it a chore. No, I thrill at the game by a floral bouquet, then present them yet flounder with nothing to say. I'm a hopeless romantic, there's no going back. I have all the worst traits, there's nothing I lack. If I gave up on romance, do you think you would cope? Never a hopeless romantic, just a romantic lost of hope. I hope you enjoyed that. The next poem is called Milton Keynes' Fashion Disaster 1971. Yes it is. You better listen to it. It's called Milton Keynes' Fashion Disaster 1971. Have you seen my kipper tie, Mr. Jones? Back then I had it made. I used to have it all. In 17-inch platform heels you'd see me striding tall. Back then I was in fashion. Back then I had good taste. Tie-dye shirts and big hair, back then a slimmer waist. Way back in the 70s, a new look every day. From mullet to Mohican, spiky green where now it's grey. I was the first punk rock around here, how the locals used to gape as I strode about in bin bags, held fast with sellotape. I was a figure folk look up to, mainly because I still wore heels. I liked exotic travel and I wore a set of wheels, wore a flashy pair of roller boots and I made fast getaways. Though I could never find the brake pads and always nursed my head for days. I was a rebel who loved disco, but I kept that under wraps. No one knew that underneath my drain paps I was wearing sequin chaps. As I danced, I sometimes knitted Mohican hairdo hoods for free. My fashion sense a dither as I boogied aimlessly. When I consider my appearance now, I feel cut down in size, as I looked so very freaky in that glam rock punk disguise. Back then I thought I had it made like some drag queen Christmas tree. Decked out proudly for the night. Back then, yup, that was me. Back then, what awful fashions. Back then my star was lame. Kipper ties and caftans. Oh, let me hide my head in shame. The next poem I'm going to read is called You're Perfect, which of course you are. You're perfect. You're perfect. I'm under construction. I need your very best seduction. I love you. Do you really need me? I'm feeling peckish. Go on, feed me. Were you a vampire, you could bite my neck. If you were a rock, I'd be your shipwreck. You're a hot cross bun, all nicely warmed. You're fabulous, perfectly formed. So please, kiss me till my lips are dry. Take your kid off next, it gets me high. My advances may seem tacky plastic, but I'm your fan and you're fantastic. You're perfect. Whilst I try my best. I shower, I change my vest, I swap my socks, blow my nose, but it's you who has to wash my clothes, who cuts my beard when it's way too bushy. You trim my eyebrows, life's oh so cushy. You clean my shoes and spoil me rotten. All that stuff you do, it's not forgotten. I would love to treat you like a lord or king, give you all you want, choose anything, except for that. But please, no moaning, I'll keep my promise, no postponing. You're perfect. I don't know how you do it. I studied books and worked all through it, but I'll never be as good as you are. Just can't get my mind out of the sewer. So hold me close, take 40 winks, and have your way, you little minx. You're such a natural, gaining plaudits. You get applause, I just get audits. And endless tutting. Could do better. I think there may be some vendetta. You point the finger, blaming who? Me? Did I lose the chance to be yours truly? Hello again. The next poem is called If I Were a Moo Cow, and it's all about what I'd do if I were a moo cow. It's quite simple, really. If I were a moo cow. If I were a moo cow, I would not settle for my lot of grass and milk and mating, and then chances are of getting shot. Who wants to end their days as fast food, served up with shakes and fries, all mushed up and with other bovines? They use it all, even the eyes. If I were a moo cow, then I'd have a better plan. No more flies or crappy mud baths. I'm simply not a fan. I'd set off and get my hair done, buy a trendy pair of shoes. I have a fuller figure, but with sarongs you cannot lose. Yes, if I were a moo cow, I'd escape the bonds that tie. I'd go and see a movie or sit back and watch the sky. Plot my next adventure. It's never easy to decide. Would I fancy bungee jumping or perhaps a free fall glide? If I were a moo cow, I would thrive in my new life. Might even go speed dating, though I'm no bull's little wife. I fancy playing hard to get, sleep around, quite loose of hoof. In the evening, wine and dine them. In the morning, quite aloof. Yeah, if I were a moo cow, I'd not settle for just grass. If I'd have cure Wimbledon, I'd let no bagger pass. My face in all the papers and in the wanted files. Explicit teat shots in the ivy after nights out on the tiles. But alas, no more a moo cow. Alas, can have no fun. I've left it much too late, now I'm a sausage in a bun. Spent too long daydreaming of what I'd like to do. So now, alas, ex-moo cow, simply here for you to chew. The last poem for this episode is called Most Bizarre, and it is most bizarre. Can't say any more than that. But this is called Most Bizarre, Fate versus Fate. The day it started badly, the weather wasn't warm, Morris dancers nearly drowned in some freak midsummer storm. The lucky dip, so wasn't lucky, sawdust sucking punters in. The white elephant escaped to find its next of kin. The bring and buy went bankrupt, the raffle was a swizz. The vicar kissed and cuddled with a wife that wasn't his. The jam store got quite sticky and lured a hive of bees. The church became infested by a circus full of fleas. The church bell struck a toll of doom, or profits drunk away by dead unruly pensioners concealed in bales of hay. The bishop was impaled then upon the old lich gate. Still it made for local papers such a curious twist of fate. The youth were way too sozzled to play their charity match. The barbecue set fire to the warden's priceless thatch, to his cottage and his hairpiece. Both did swiftly disappear. Though personally I loved it, looking forward to next year. Yes, the day it started badly before plummeting, ta-da, certainly lived up to its name, did our explosive church bizarre. Okay, well I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'll be doing another video quite soon, so stay tuned and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye now.